Hello again, everybody. It's me, Laura, the library lady, and today I'm going to show you how to make these really adorable plushies that you see behind me, the elephant and the donkey, special for election season. So you don't have to choose, you can make both because why can't we all just be friends? In the first video, I'm going to be showing you a little more sewing basics, and we're going to make the elephant, and then I will do a part 2 in which you can make the donkey. Coming soon, just wait. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is cut out all of these stencils. Beautiful. You'll notice that it'll tell you how many you need to make of each part. All right, you're gonna lay those out on your included piece of felt fabric, trace them, and once you have them all traced, you will cut all those out. Oh, nice and fast, beautiful. So we're gonna make the elephant first. So you'll need both sides of the elephant, plus all these items from your sewing kit, plus maybe your own scissors. Okay, and you can use tear mender if you like. It's a wonderful fabric glue if you'd rather not sew. It costs $16 at your nearest Joann Fabrics. So in the meantime, let's put the thread on the needle using that handy dandy little device in your sewing kit. You're gonna be using the dark gray thread. Okay, so you get it threaded, and then the other end, you're gonna take the two pieces and tie it into a knot. It'll take a few different tugs and a few different knots to make one big one. You want it big enough so it's not gonna go through the felt fabric. There we go. Mine looks nice and big, so I cut off the little tail. Beautiful. All right, and now get on to sewing. So you stick your two pieces together. It's okay if they're a little bit off because the type of stitch we're going to use is going to hide it. So see how I hid my knot in there? Okay. Now this stitch is very simple, and you go in through both pieces and then you loop over and then back through the end. I did a few times slower so you could see it done. And this is going to be the stitch that we used for pretty much the whole project. So I think got the hang of it, so I can speed things up. Yeah, wish I could go that fast in real life. Okay, so here's a little teachable moment here. I ran out of thread, so when you notice that has happened, you're going to just make a little knot by looping that through the threads and tie it into a knot, cut that off, and then you just re-thread your needle and get back to going, like I did here. See, right back to going. And all the way around. Now we're getting to the trunk here. So something about the trunk here, it's hard to stuff. So you're going to stuff it as you sew it. So see where I've stopped here? There's just a little bit. I poke it in and I'm using a pencil or some other narrow object and I'm stuffing it into that trunk. See, there we go. And just a little bit at a time, and then I'm stopping and I'm sewing a few more stitches to make sure that's sewn in nice and tight. See how nicely it forms around there and makes it rounded with this particular type of stitch I'm using? All right, so then you sew up a little bit further and then you stop and you stuff it again. And just a little bit of time, looks like about maybe a ½ inch at a time must be what I'm doing. All right, you get the idea. So let's speed things up once again. La-di-da-di-da. Okay, and then here, stitch way up to the head. So stop here, because we're going to stop and sew the eyes, and you can leave that needle hanging out with the thread and just grab a new needle from your sewing kit. We're going to use the black thread this time, and you'll also be using the buttons. You want to make sure they're the same size for each side of the elephant's head. And see, I'm just tying up as before with a knot and kind of placing it about where I think an eye should go. So then you pierce it through underneath there, you bring it through the hole, and you're gonna go back through. So see, the way I'm doing it, if you have a little bit of a dark sense of humor, like I can sometimes, you can sew this in the shape of an X so it looks like whatever animal is no longer of this world. That's okay, so I'd say it there. I showed you, there's the X. But since I don't want to be dark, I want these two animals to be friends with each other, I am going to make it go through all ways from side to side and X across, just so it's a nice pupil in the middle of an eye. And you do that on both sides. So here we go, I'm stitching more. You might have noticed I stopped to stuff more in there. Make sure it goes all the way through in all the legs. Push it through with your fingers and also in the head and the body. And keep sewing, sewing, sewing until you got a little bit left. We're gonna sew on that tail. Now, just pop that in there. You might want to trim it a little bit because elephants' tails aren't very big. I might have put mine up a little high, but that's okay. It's not a real elephant. I'm sure he doesn't care at all. And so now I'm just going to make the same kind of stitch. Make sure I'm passing through the tail. There we go. So as long as it passes through all 3 pieces of fabric, that tail should be on there nice and good. Tie it up. But I'm not quite done yet. It's time to make those ears. So get out the ear pieces. And we're gonna put just a little bit of stuffing in these. So we're gonna use the same kind of stitch that we did before. Now, if you happen to run out of thread, that's okay. Try the white or the black. I think I ran out and used the black. Or the white. That's the white. Oh, goodness. So same kind of stitch and take it almost all the way around the whole thing, but leave open a little bit so you can add the tiniest bit of stuffing in there. Just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. So after that, then just continue sewing as you would before. Sew it shut. Let's speed that up again. All right, and then you just tie it off in a knot like you did before. Try to hide it in the seam there. And do the same thing on the other side. Just as fast as I did. There you go, beautiful. So now you position these on the body, and this is a little bit of a different kind of stitch here. See, the needle is passing through the elephant and into just one side of the ear, but I'm hiding my knot and all the stitches on the back side of the ear. Do you see how it's going? Oh, I'm holding it kind of funny. And there, and I tie the knot, finish it up. Make sure it's on there nice and tight before you tie it off. Of course, I shortened this for the purpose of the video. See, now all those stitches are hidden behind the ear. And now, boom, it's on the other side too. Oh my gosh, just like magic. The elephant's finished. Don't forget to check back for the next one in which we do the donkey. All right, see you then.